over to the our agenda. I think there are some questions that we have sorted out. If you have gone through those questions, there are about 15 questions that we have seen that I've shared with you in the group as well. So I just want to see on which questions are you comfortable more to talk about, and then we can distribute the questions likewise. So because we have to wrap it up within 20 minutes, there are a lot of things that we can talk about in IoT. Like Jason has spent his last 17 years of not how to do IoT, but I guess I think with that kind of experience, few of your statements will make a lot of impact for the people who are learning IoT. So, should we go through the questions one by one, or do you want to take the odd questions by Sarah and the even questions by Jason, or it's your call?
I let the Sarah decide. Yeah.
Okay. I'm basically my intervention basically is going to be with the report with IoT and sustainability, how IoT can drive or how it can benefit the decision-making process for businesses, especially for sustainable businesses. So I'm going to open the discussion this way.
Okay.
I'm not going to take any questions. I'm not going to, but I want to ask actually, Jason, how do you in your business or in your with your expertise with working and partnering with different businesses, how do you deal with data? Because especially it's very important for my field in sustainability and working with different businesses and different industries. Data is a major factor in deciding if the ESG protocols are respected or not, or the sustainability goals defined by the businesses are reached or not. So that's why I'm asking these questions. I'm really interested to know, how do you deal with data? Do you automate? What are the protocols actually of dealing with it and strategizing with the data in your expertise, of course?
Sure. I mean, it's
Jason,
a loaded
if they're not,
question. Yeah.
yeah, that is not a
I
secret of
just
your
said that
firm.
I'm
That
going
is not
to
a secret of your
open the
firm.
discussion this way, okay?
Yeah. Cool.
So what I'm doing as well, I'm also
Yeah.
writing down some of the questions that Sarah is raising, and if you're comfortable in answering them, I will put them officially in that forum as well. So one of them is like,
Sure.
how are you managing the data handling,
Yeah.
and what platforms you use for the data handling of multiple users?
No worries. So from it's a great question because and since your background is sustainability, IoT is all about sustainability because it saves time and resources, because IoT is implemented for efficiency. So efficiency in operations, efficiency in your day-to-day life. So if you take less time, you consume less energy, and therefore your carbon footprint automatically is reduced. So it's all about, ultimately efficiency. Of course, it's really about profit, but profitability and sustainability go hand in hand, right? So that's settled. When it comes to data, it really depends on what is the type of data. So if it is any IoT to do with consumer IoT, so which is like, health IoT or your personal trackers and things like that, this has to follow very strict GDPR compliance. And for this, on the software level, there are multiple layers of security that you have to implement, including on the database level itself, where everything is encrypted from your smartwatch all the way to the transport layer, and then how you store it. And many countries are coming up with the data sovereignty rules, where any in IoT data that is being collected in that country must reside on servers in that country. This is becoming very important. And in terms of industrial IoT, so when you're talking about any machines or plants where there is no human identifiable data. So GDPR is less of a concern, but now comes the concern of business secrets and business operation, right? So for example, we have customers who are competitors, but they still use our technology. It is because how we respect, how we segregate data and data access, and how it is siloed information. So this data is very crucial from its encryption on the device level itself, and all the way to how user access control within an organization. Not everybody has the access to all this equipment and operational data. And then the next level of security is when it's governments and civil defense. There, the entire software, entire database, the map, and everything is put in a closed network, installed in their infrastructure, and then nobody from outside has access to this data. But what is more important is that encryption happens on the device itself, so on the before the edge, because otherwise GPRS packets and everything else, there is a possibility where you can open this packet and see what is inside this and then decrypt this data. So security happens on multiple levels.
So let's say if we talk about security, what kind of encryption you prefer over, because these are the very low power devices, so a lot of computation cannot be done on them. So what kind of encryption algorithms you prefer normally?
So when you're talking about equipment and industrial IoT, there is a continuous power supply, either from the battery of the equipment or from a continuous power source. So you will have the power available to do a 256 encryption on it.
Yeah. Okay. So Sarah, over to you. How are you contributing towards sustainability? Like what kind of interventions that you are looking at to ensure the sustainability aspect?
I'm so sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. So what kind of interventions are you looking at to ensure the sustainability side of the IoT?
Okay, so actually it depends. There is no valid response to this question for everyone, because every business is different. Every single business can contribute to the sustainability in a different way, and especially it depends actually on how they proceed their operations, how they are marketing it, what are the strategies they are putting, or what ESG standards or what SDGs goals they are focusing on. So I can talk about the process, how we process the whole thing. We focus first of all on what are the values of the business, how they can contribute. It's very crucial. It's a basic question, but it's very crucial to define the strategy, the sustainability strategy behind it, and everything else concerning the software or the data, we are trying to confirm them into the strategies or the point that we are defined first of all. So if I can get an example, if we are talking about a startup that focuses on water scarcity. Okay, so they have a platform. This is the example of a lot of businesses in the MENA region. They are starting to focus on water scarcity because it's the main problem in the MENA region, especially. So it's obvious that they are focusing on this goal. And all their operations or their technology innovation are going in this direction. This is where the importance of treating the data is important, because their capacity can differ from a business to another. From an experience, a lot of businesses, especially startups, because they are in the first stages of their journey, they don't actually they don't focus on collecting data. They don't have systems or protocols or softwares to collect them and then analyze them and categorize them and basically make decisions based on the data collected. So I think that this is the problem. That's why I started the conversation by how do you treat data? Is it actually important? It is, but is every business is focusing on them? Is every business is making a specific goal of collecting the data, automizing them? How are they creating models to categorize them and then analyze them? And I think that this is a big issue, especially for startups in the early stages in the MENA region, because of course they are in the early stages. They don't have the they don't have the resources. Either they are financial or human. They are limited in their resources. So this is why I kind of try to help them by creating an alternative solution by partnering with other startups who can provide the data that is necessary to make their decisions. Because if they can't make valid decision in the right time for the right situation, it's not gonna be sustainable. It's not gonna be long in time.
Okay, I'm with you. So I think it's also a good time where we can actually tell the audience about what we are doing in terms of the clients that we're dealing with, or the real clients that the type of the clients that you're dealing with. Like if I may ask Jason first, the type of the focus client area that he is actually looking into, and you can give me a few examples without even maybe telling the names of the company. You can keep them with you, but you can just tell us which industry you have tapped and how your interventions help them in saving some money or some kind of efficiency.
Okay, sure. Of course, I can tell you the solutions that we've developed and deployed. Yes. So, for example, in the region, there is a lot of construction going on. And what happens is this construction waste, as they're building ports and resorts, there is a lot of construction material that has the possibility of ending up in the water where there is coral and marine life, right? And if you're trying to build the resort area to attract tourism, at some point, if there is no fish by the time your hotels are ready, there's no point in having these resorts in the first place, right? So we monitor the water quality and all the pH level, salinity, all the parameters that are necessary to maintain safe and within the regulated permission, making sure that the waste is not getting into these water basins. So that's one that we are currently doing in the region. And so, of course, I don't think I need to go into the details of how much money this saves. I mean, you can calculate if tourists don't come, hotel occupancy will be zero, and all the billions of dollars invested, would be useless, right? So then, in terms of civil defense, of course, when it is if you're monitoring the fleet of the civil defense vehicles.
Yeah.
When you call 999 and within 2.5 minutes they're able to reach the incident, that is precisely because you have integrated the emergency response system to the GPS location of the vehicles, and that's how you can find the nearest patrol car to send to the incident site. Now that if it's an ambulance, then there are cases where ambulance was late by 40 minutes and the person died on the way to the hospital, for example. If it's a police car, they were able to reach and take care of an incident way faster before that incident went out of control. So that's another benefit. And then the tangible ROIs that we have are in monitoring fuel levels in construction sites to make sure that people are not getting cheated by the delivery people, because you're getting live monitoring of the fuel levels. The generators that are running, the pumps that are running at site, because if there is a downtime, the penalties for contract delays because there is a project halt, those are in tens of thousands of dollars, for example. So these are some of the solutions that we have that save businesses a lot of money. Most of it is B2B that we do, because B2C IoT is completely different, because there the ROI is more personal and it's not driven by dollars, whereas B2B is hard cash, because you need the data that Sarra was referring to earlier, because without that operational data at the right time, you cannot make high quality operational decisions.
Sounds good. Sarra, a bit about the type of clients that you're dealing with.
I'm so sorry, I couldn't hear you again.
Yeah. So a bit about the solutions that you're providing. If you can talk about a bit of those solutions that you're providing at the moment, so you can talk about them.
Okay, so actually we take projects, especially B2B projects. Of course, we work a lot with the government also. So I can talk about the project that I'm passionate about, especially now, which is we are partnered with the government to recycle all the I'm sorry, do you hear me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Go on.
Okay, to recycle all the waste of the national parks in Tunisia. This is very important, and this is a very huge project, because it's not just about businesses and government. It's also about people, because the implementing of the civils in such a huge project is very important. They can provide data. Data is not just about numbers and elements going in and out, and people can provide a lot of data in terms of their habits, how they treat waste, and this can give you a lot of information. It's mind-blowing how can simple people, and especially children, can give you ideas about big ideas to solve great problems, actually. And this is why I'm really passionate about the project, because it's a unique project that implements the government, civils, and businesses, which can say that we actually have government's goals can involve businesses, and businesses can involve people, and it's all about people. Actually, it has to be around people, because without those people, businesses can't make money, and government can succeed and can realize their goals in political, economical terms, and etc. And national parks, especially because it gives you the opportunity to work with a natural economics, a natural system, which involves flora and fauna, and um, it's a huge topic actually to talk about how can fauna and flora bring bring money to businesses, and actually it can bring a lot of money. And with my personal experience, I realized especially because we work a lot on partnerships. I think that any project, even a very simple operation, can't be efficient without an efficient partner or partners. I see when I talk with other businessmen, or when I talk with entrepreneurs, especially in industries like construction, gas, oil, and those kind of industries, huge industries, they just can't. When you talk about sustainability, I'm in the mining industry. How can it be related to sustainability? Actually, if I'm gonna integrate sustainability goals, I'm gonna get down. But it's not the case. Actually, those industries where there's billions of dollars in cash, they can help the planet. They can be more efficient. Okay, I understand there's a lot of work when in terms of setting new goals and setting new strategies, maybe adapting a new business philosophy. Okay, but they can prosper even when we talk about the mining industry can prosper and can be more efficient even when we integrate sustainability goals into your business strategies. You can actually get a lot of money.
Got it. Yeah,
And this
sounds good. Sounds great. Go on.
Can be very contradictory, but it's real. It's real. We can protect the mother nature, and we can still make a lot of money. We can reduce carbon footprint, and we can still make a lot of money. Actually, if I'm very interested in making those kind of conversations, especially with people working in those industries, because they have an interesting way of maybe a traditional way to run businesses. But now, what I can see, especially in the Gulf region, minds are shifted. They are actually seeing the dangers with climate change and all what is happening in the world, especially in the expanding of war in the MENA region, and everything what has happened now and all the levels. We can still make money if we can take another approach, and we can accept another philosophy. Those kind of panels and chatting are very important, because we have the opportunities to bring another idea to the table. We can discuss it. I'm sure that these strategies actually, or this philosophy, happen to succeed with a lot of businesses in all terms. We are talking about startups, PMS, and even multinationals. Okay, it can work with you too, and this is really
sounds great. To be honest, it's not that easy to align those things because at times, like you're talking about mining, it's not that easy. It's a bit a difficult task, but I'm sure that you're doing a great job over there. So again, so I think we're left with just 2 minutes. If I may wrap up the conversation, how we are going to proceed for the day is we'll be talking about the data security, data management, and some Jason has talked about some industrial IoT business his interventions, how it has helped the industry, and what kind of work he is doing and looking into. So I'll be just framing 3 to 4 questions for him, specifically that will focus on his discussion that we have just discussed. And once we talk about you, Sarah, we will talk about the sustainable development goals, SDGs, and IoT, and how can we integrate it and how can we find business around it. So that will be a great that would be great to know about how you have helped in like national parks, in mining industry, and those kind of things. If you may talk about, uh, uh, you know, at times the data is quite hungry for the bandwidth. How are you optimizing the bandwidth, and is your bandwidth of the solution is adaptable to the, for example, at times are getting 4G, at times you're getting 5G service, or at times it is as well as edge service available. So how are you ensuring that the data is effectively transmitted over the networks that are available? What are the options that are available for the networks, for the transportability of the data?
Cool. So when it comes to 5G, 5G is very useful in IoT when you're talking about the healthcare, where eventually you'll be able to do an operation. A surgeon from the US will be able to perform an operation, let's say in Korea. For this, you need 5G kind of bandwidth. But other than that, if you're talking about machinery or anything like that, each message is 200 bytes, 300 bytes, and if they will report every 10 seconds or 15 seconds or every second or every minute. So you're looking at over a month, anywhere between 5 MB to 100 MB of data coming from IoT sensors all over. So it's not really a big burden on the telecommunication infrastructure, whereas it becomes an issue when you've got 10,000 devices sending 10 MB of data. Then the concern is on how you store the data in your database and how beautifully your software is written to be able to extract this data, manipulate the data, and present this data in real time. You click on analytics, suddenly the charts have to change based on the perspective that you have asked for. That's really where data management and handling becomes very important. But when it comes to satellite, when you have to transmit the data via satellite, because it's in a very remote location, then the size of the data becomes very important. So somewhere between 70 MB, 80 kilobytes. Then you're talking about kilobytes per message. So you have to be intelligent that on the edge, on the device itself, you should be able to use a canned dictionary where a means such a long sentence, and then that you transmit that a via the satellite, and then on the other side you unpack that message. So there are multiple ways to so depending on the solution and the use case, you have to be smart enough how at which level you want to minimize the impact. Again, that is being very sustainable in terms of data management and handling based on the resources that are available. So
great. Sarah, a bit about artificial intelligence and machine learning, those kind of buzzwords. So they are real now, and how AI and ML is helping in the solutions that you are providing to the customers.
Oh, actually, it is a major factor. AI and ML are major factors. They are the basic element, and we try to interfere them in every single goal we are working with, because they facilitate. You know that they facilitate a lot. They automatize the process. They make us more efficient. They help our people to work with a more intelligent way. I can say that for sure. Maybe I can adjust something here. Maybe I get the question of why do you work with AI? Robots are gonna replace humans. You work with sustainability. It doesn't. It's contradictory, but it's not, because I am a firm believer that artificial intelligence is here to help people. We can't actually, we can't think of artificial intelligence without talking about people, because even in the future, I know in our times maybe it's not that it doesn't interfere in every single area of every single business, but by 2045, 2050, we are going to talk about artificial intelligence in every single aspect of every single business, and even with governments and with civil matters also. But even then, we can't talk about an efficient AI goal without the interference of humans, because humans are the parameter. And also, it's all about them. So even when humans are going to control all the systems, the AI systems, and also they are going to permit them to be more efficient and more strong every single time. And also they are going to work for our benefits. So in terms of sustainability here, that's not contradictory, because we still work on subjects and matters that are very important for humans by the help of AI, which is a tool. In the end, it's just a tool. We are able to innovate and make something more powerful and even more efficient than AI, and I'm sure of that. And of course, to get back to your questions, of course, AI is very important. ML, of course, because in terms of sustainability, it makes us able to predict what can happen to the future, because it makes our reports more clear. It gives us statistics. It gives us it can formulate and design models. Actually, there's no limits with what we can do. What is crucial and important is the acceptance of AI and the acceptance of working for humanity in the business itself.
Yeah, I'm with you on this, that we have to evolve, and using AI, we have to take the human and mankind to the next level. Jason, while we're talking of IoT, do you think there is any threat about extending this question? Is there any threat of jobs for the people around, because they might not be getting the pace at which the adaptability of the technology is required to be done? So, Jason, do you think that this IoT can bring a threat to the jobs of, especially to the people who are not that well off in the society? So, if we talk about the society, do you see the people who are with low wages? It might be a threat to them. The interventions of IoT, Jason?
Yes, I do. In fact, I would look at it more because this question is applicable not just in IoT, it's in any new technology, right? Because the technology is progress, and that has a displacement factor because it's about efficiency. If it's about efficiency, something that used to be inefficient is being eradicated, right? In this case, manual labor is being eradicated. So what it does is it forces governments to up their game by increasing the quality of education, quality of the workforce, and that makes the overall economy more productive, because now you don't need 100 guys to dig a hole for 10 hours to take, let's say, 200 kilograms of soil. A digger can take it out in like 10 minutes. Now, that 100 people, if you multiply their time, and if they're producing something of a higher value for the economy, that improves the quality of the economy itself. So in a way, temporarily, yes, it has a displacement factor, but in the long run, it actually increases the output of the economy. Because at the end of the day, all technology, and good, we spoke about artificial intelligence just before this, all technology has been for the benefit of humans to free up time, right? It frees up human time. And until now, we have freed up human time to go and do another piece of work faster, better. But AI eventually is going to be the ultimate freer of human time, where humans will not have to work. Humans can spend all their time in being creative, in being good for the society, do something better for another human, and that's about it. And the machines will do the rest of it, because humans will not need to. That is something to look forward to when it comes to AI, instead of being afraid that it's going to cost jobs. Yes, it is going to cost jobs. People are going to lose their jobs. But now we are talking about humanity and society as a single unit, and then the net result of that is a positive.
Yeah, sounds good, because IoT is everywhere. If you talk about vehicles to anything, now we can see the sensors fusing in, and you can just get away with it. The data is everywhere. Your footprint is everywhere. So, as Sarah, do you think it's once you're going to the shops, there are cameras all over, and they're taking the expressions and the way you're interacting with the products on the shelves. Do you think it's a kind of it's too much interventions, or it's an invasion to the privacy of an individual? Do you think from that angle, if someone doesn't allow of the camera or the pictures not to be taken of him or her, he should be given a chance, or ethics of IoT should be there, or some global framework is required to be some work is required to be done from the ethics side of the IoT. If someone doesn't want his data to be taken, how we can stop that kind of effect? So if you can talk about that.
Yes, of course. It's a lot of intervention, of course. Privacy is very important, and if you think it's not, that's a problem. But we have to think of it in another way. Okay, so if I'm gonna provide you with my data, I need to trust you. Okay, so if you want me to trust you to give you my data, you need to be ethical. You need to market something. You have to market your values. You have to market your ethics. You have to prove to people or to businesses, especially it's very critical for governments. Security matters and all of this, but you need to make me trust you by making something, or put in infrastructure of plans, and what you are to tell me what you are going to do with this data. So transparency is very important. So if we are going to talk about private, if you are going to take my data, you need to be transparent with me. What you are going to do with the data, what you are going to use it for, and this is very important, especially when we talk. Even we are not going to talk about government, because it's a big problem. It's not ours today. But when we are gonna talk about businesses, if I'm gonna demand the customer's data, I need to tell them what I'm going to do with them. They need to trust me. I need to market my values. And when I'm talking about marketing values and marketing your vision, marketing your, letting people see what you truly believe in as a business and what you are really working on, what solutions you are providing, what do you want to do with the patent that you opened, okay? People now, customers especially, are more aware of what businesses do. They research you. They want to know if they can trust you or not. And based on all of those, they can accept to share their data with you or not. So if we are going to talk about intervention, yes, of course, it's real, but businesses especially, they need to approach marketing in another way. It's not a new discussion. Philip Kotler has discussed it years ago about the new elements of marketing 5.0, and businesses must be aware of what new approach to market, what they need to put in front of the customer, and this is very crucial because it really influences and impact the business in itself, in its infrastructure. It's gonna change operation strategies, the staff, everything.
Great. This one, I think I will take one last question, and then so the question is, what are the key performance indicators of an IoT platform? So this is a very techy one question that defines your competency and area as well. So how do you see, like, how can I give IoT platform 5-star, 4-star, 3-star? Is there anything like this actually exists, or it's just everyone is marketing his or her product, but there's no standard framework on which they can gauge the IoT services and IoT. So what are the key performance indicators of a good IoT platform?
Actually, it's very easy, right? Because because when it comes to IoT, you are not dealing with assumptions or guesswork. It is actual data. The sensor collects the data, it gives you the data. So if you have to do any kind of measurement, it is before the sensor data, how was your business operation? After the sensor data, what is the impact on your business operation? And you can easily calculate the ROI. Because some of the examples that we can tell you is that one of the people were getting shortchanged on the diesel that they were being supplied in tens of thousands of dollars per year, shortchanged. But there was no way to know whether they were being short supplied or not, right? Because somebody with a dipstick will go, that guy is getting paid from the driver. So you don't know that 100 liters have been short delivered every single trip. Multiply that by 500 tanks, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. The day you put the sensor, your ROI is immediate from that very day, because now you're getting 100 liters less. And then you pay only for those 900 liters that you got. So that's an easy calculation. In terms of manpower, before implementing monitoring sensors in these remote sites, you have to have a security guy, a foreman, a supervisor, somebody to keep going to the equipment to read the gauges. And if you've got like 100 project sites, you need at least 300-400 people just to go around these sites. But now with remote monitoring, 3 people around a 24-hour shift can monitor 100 project sites, because now you know that everything is running fine. And if there's a fault or an error, you go manage that error. Don't worry about the rest of your projects, right? So it's very easy to calculate the KPIs. Now, if the solution doesn't work, half the time the sensor is giving wrong information, it's erroneous. You can immediately within a few days you know that okay, this is a very unreliable software, and you need to fix it or you need to change it. It's very fast. You don't waste time when it comes to IoT. Again, it's about efficiency. Wasting time would be counterintuitive to IoT. So
Sounds good. Sounds good. So, any last comments from you, Sarah? Is there anything you would like to share, or anything else you would like to talk about regarding IoT?
Okay, so I want to get back to a question actually that you asked about how IoT or artificial intelligence are going to make people lose their jobs. We need again to approach it in a different way. Okay, it's true. It's gonna make people lose traditional jobs, but it's in the other hand, it's gonna open a lot different other opportunities for people to make a new living. Of course, governments here need to invest in education, constant education, and if you lose your job as a worshipman, you can make a living as a software engineer. Maybe you can do that in our world, with all the education platforms which are making which are changing the world actually. Now you can make you can be a psychologist, now you can be a software engineer, you can be a manager. You can invest your time and your energy in everything that you want, and again, thanks to artificial intelligence, you can make a new living in a new industry. Maybe it's gonna open a lot of horizons for a lot of people. We need to be optimistic about the future, even though everything is not that
No, we have to be
enabling
optimistic. Yeah,
to do that.
we have to remain optimistic. Yeah, great. Sounds good. Jason, any final comments
It's
from your
very
side?
important for
Sorry.
entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs, yeah, okay. So entrepreneurship is a very dangerous word to me. Honestly speaking, it's a scary one. I've tried thrice earlier, but again, I'm still trying. Yeah, Jason, any final comments from your side?
I mean, final comments is that on the back of you have to be optimistic. Yes, because the world looks much better when you're optimistic.
And
It's a better choice than the alternative.
Yes.
Sounds
Yeah.
good, sounds good. So
It's a
I hope
skill, you
IoT is
can
the
learn
future.
it, of course, especially entrepreneurs. We can learn everything from sales to management to technical knowledge. I don't know. We can also learn to be optimistic and see the world in a different light, because the world every single day is not the same.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
It's
sounds good.
real.
Sounds good. Yeah. So again, we'll be talking about the optimistic side of the IoT always, and we are looking forward to a bright future for IoT. And like all of us are investing our energies in learning this era. I think it was a wonderful talk by Jason and Sarah in enlightening us about their experiences in the field of IoT. And with this, I would like to thank both of them for their time and for sharing their honest experience and opinions about how the technology of IoT is coming up. So thank you very much, Jason and Sarah.